Hi, my name is Gabe Goman of GABEGOMEN, and today I'm gonna share you a story about about of like a true story while I was little. If you're like into scary stuff of like paranormal stuff, you can watch this video. But if you're not into the paranormal stuff and and the scary stuff, please don't watch this video. But anyway, I can remember one time that when I was like when I was like at a friend's house when they lived at a farm, and in this and when I'm like when I'm like just talking on to my grand when I'm talking on to my mama's cell phone, and but now these days I have a cell phone now, but but when I was talking on to my grand grandma Millie's on my mama's cell phone on the phone, and 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 pretend that I'm talking to my grandma Millie's, and and we are going yeah, blah 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 blah, and then she goes yeah, blah blah blah, and then it was like few seconds of silence, and I went, Grandma, Grandma, are you there? And this old lady came out of nowhere. It kind of sounded like an operator or a or a ghost. I think it must be a ghost because that place is haunted now. So no, these days it's haunted. But anyway, I and this lady had what Gabe, the call got disconnected, and then I looked at the phone, and then I could see nothing but the wallpaper on my mom's phone. So I had called my grandma Millie's cell phone. I had called my grandma Millie's house phone back of like of like of like of like of like her house phone, and I dialed up her house phone, and I said, Grandma, did you hear something? And she said, no, what? And and I said, I thought I heard something, but the call got disconnected, or like got dropped, and she said, must be, but but and and you never know, when ghosts what ghostly spirits can do. Some ghostly spirits are nice, of of like nice, won't do anything to you, but there's some ghostly spirits are so mean and aggressive. There's some ghostly spirits can actually kill and try to hurt you. So be careful if you're a paranormal investigator, because you never know what can happen. and and one and and one time one time I one time I got one time I got a into a car accident while I was little, and when I was in in the in the in the minivan of like when the minivan had crashed into the tree, when it sounded like a big old bang, and and then and then and I had and I had start to go like I was in shock, and then I start hearing my play phone ring of like I had an old, really old phone of like an old push button phone, but I never hooked it up where I used it as a play phone when I was little, and I had anyway my play phone had ring, and and this young man, it sounded like he was somewhere around, and he was like 18 or 19 years old when I was talking to him, and he said, pretend this is my playphone, that I am like talking on my playphone, and it rang for real. I'm not telling you no joke, it rang for real. But anyway, I said, hello, while I was crying, and 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 this man on this phone said, are you okay? And I said, yes, everyone is fine. The the van crashed into a tree. Everyone is fine. And 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 this man was really nice to me where he said, well, I'm gonna let you go. I hope everything is going okay with you. And I said, okay, thank you, bye. And he said, you're welcome, okay, bye. And then we hanged up the phone, and and then I hugged my mom, and then I had, oh, sorry, I had I had told my mom the story about. Later on, I told my mom the story about it. Later on down the road, I told my mom about it, and and she and she said it was like her uncle, my grandma Carol's my grandma Carol's brother, and she had a picture of. My mom had a picture of my grandma Carol's brother, and 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 my mom said, "Is this the man that talked to you?" And I said, "Maybe." And and I can remember it, but 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 there's some good and there's some bad spirits. There's good spirits can be really nice to you, but if you make them go really bad and make them really angry, where where you get scared of them, that's when you don't want to make them angry, because 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 ghostly spirits can kill you, because because I because one time a ghostly spirit had tried to kill me while I was talking to my grandpa Don's grave, and when I was having my grandma Millie's cell phone as just in case in emergencies, and I had I had like got the I had like got the phone out of my pocket, and then look who was calling, and when that's when it had lots of numbers of no dashes with it, no dashes, and it said 069, and then it went all the way, and then and then it kept on repeating itself, and I had pressed ignored, I pressed the hang up button, and then all suddenly when I just put it back in my pocket and I start talk more to grandpa Don's grave, my grandpa Don's grave, and all suddenly bang 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 of a war going on, like a gunshot going on with a war, and I got so scared that I got flat on my stomach like military style, and then I got up and then ran to my bicycle, and I just sped off like nowhere. I had I had put the pedal to the metal, and I was trying to do that, and 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 when and when I was so scared, and when I got a few miles away, and 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 I was still crying when I got a few miles away. I heard silence, but I was still crying because I was still scared too. But when I got to my grandma Millie's house, I just ran in her house and then locked the front door and the back door, because I was so scared that I locked the front and back door, because you never know what they can do to you. And I do believe in the paranormal stuff, and I do believe in ghostly spirits. I do believe that there's good spirits which cannot do nothing to you, and I do believe there's bad spirits which can do really bad things to you, and you really have to be careful because you never know. But anyway, I think I'm running out of time, but You can subscribe, or or you can or you can look me up as Gabriel Otto Golightly on Facebook, and you can even like this video too. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye now.